If you've worked with Content Server's Smart View before, you know it offers a newly redesigned, structured way to present content, and chances are your organization is thinking about how to migrate all of your users to it. Organizations almost always need some level of customization of the Smart View in order for it to be adopted successfully by its users, but there are frustrating hurdles to clear in order to get there. Customization is difficult. While the Smart View has an SDK, it's complicated and time-consuming, which makes tailoring widgets to specific business needs a challenge. So, how do we solve this? With Ravenblack's dynamic widgets, our solution makes Smart View more dynamic, customizable, and efficient, but just as important, without the headaches of complex and burdensome development. We would like to show you the new capabilities dynamic widgets bring to the Content Server Smart View, opening possibilities for user interfaces and experiences not yet possible before. First, let's take care of the static nature of widgets. Dynamic widgets can be resized, moved, and updated dynamically, all in real time. In fact, you can add this capability to all widgets in the perspective and not just ours. Next, let's add more configuration options for building your perspective. We've brought in several new widget sizes, such as 1/3 and 2/3, just to provide more layout options. Even multiple user interfaces and role-based views and their rules can be managed in the dynamic widgets themselves. Now we're going to take care of what's visible in the perspective. Typically, widgets stay visible even when they're not needed. Now we can hide and reveal additional user tools only when they're needed, keeping the user's workspace tidy. Alright, we're not done there. One of the most powerful features of Ravenblack's dynamic widgets is the ability for widgets to be able to communicate to each other and control one another. This finally unlocks the ability for designers to create perspectives that have widgets that work together to provide the functional perspectives that users need. And finally, let's talk about content. In addition to dynamically loading internal and external content into the widget, even the widget header can add even more powerful functionality through custom buttons with actions that you define. All of this is achieved with a brand new widget type and corresponding API. But don't worry, our API is JavaScript based and includes almost all of the widget functionality you could need already pre-written for you. The best part? It's simple to install and easy to use. Dynamic widgets are packaged as a CS application. This is installable via Content Server's Application Manager, which means no OScript modules or server downtime. With that, allow me to show you some real-world use cases where dynamic widgets have been able to deliver functionality and deliver on requirements that couldn't otherwise be done. Typically, when searches are performed, the user has to leave the context of the page that they're in, perform the search, look at the results, and then perform their actions. In this example, the user has access to functionality only when they need it. With this simple browse view, we have implemented just a few lines of JavaScript and using the Ravenblack Dynamic Widgets API to introduce a keyboard shortcut. Otherwise, it's not there on the screen taking up space. So for the user, they can quickly type in a search query. Dynamic widgets will populate the results in a newly revealed widget, which the user can expand. And finally, when the user finds the object in question, they can reveal a third widget with information about that object. And here, this would be a great place to put a call to action, functionality for the user to do something with that object in the context of the page that they're in. And of course, once the task at hand is complete, the user does not need the search interface anymore. A quick click of a button and that functionality is gone, no longer taking up space in the user interface when it's not needed. Shortly on the screen, you'll see a whole bunch of links to other quick demos and videos and more in-depth looks into how dynamic widgets are solving common business problems and improving the usability of Content Server for its users.